you haven't eaten in like 5 days, but you want this? Hello, lovelies, and welcome back to my channel where we discuss all things books, everything books, and nothing but books, and probably my dogs, and my life occasionally, because why not? Today we are picking up the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. This is a prequel that takes place 65 years before the first Hunger Games books, and this tells the tale of our monster Snow. And I struggle with his first name. I think it's Suriolanis. I could be mispronouncing that completely, but he's an absolute monster, so I don't care. Everybody calls him Sorio, and I'm gonna refer to him as Snow. Oh boy, is he a monster, and this book is no exception. I spent about 100% of this book wishy-washy with him, wondering how much of everything and doing was his own opinion versus him just trying to make a name for himself and become president. And you can see where he gets that ego from. Step back, Ashley, before you spoil things. If you have not read this book and you want to, I may spoil something for you. I am so sorry. I don't mean to. I've tried writing scripts to these videos. I can't stick to a script to save my life. I babble, I ramble, I go on tangents about books. I may spoil something in this book. I'm about to spoil something. You can see why Snow is so fucking entitled, because his grandmother makes him that way. And oh man, they have a saying for their name. Snow always lands on top. He lives with him, his grandmother, and his cousin Tigress. If you watched the movies, they touch on her a little bit. The books also touch on her a little bit. She is Snow's cousin that used to be a stylist and ends up getting shamed for not being beautiful enough. Oh, it's good to know he's a monster to everybody, and he doesn't exclude his own family. You see where the roses come into play, how much his grandmother has tended and loves those roses, and why they mean so much to him and their family. You also meet Lucy Greybeard, who is District 12's tribute, one of the first 24 tributes of the 10th Hunger Games, where they start trying to make it a spectacle and not a lesson and not payment for the rebellion. They start trying to make it a game. Oh my god, do they pack so much into this book. They have 24 students who are on the road from academy trying to go to university. As payment, they offer to help with a tuition, and a rich, wealthy family, the Plinths, who their son is one of the mentors after so much happens, as a way to buy their good graces. They're originally from District 2, and they have to buy their good graces, so they start the Plinth Award, which is awarded to any mentor whose tribute survives the 10th Hunger Games. So as you can see, you know what Snow's gunning for. He's gunning for glory. He's gunning for the possibility to put the Snows back up on top. Does he succeed? Yeah, he does. It's annoying, it's infuriating, but you really get to see where the mutts start coming into play. You see the truth of how the Jabberjays and the Mockingjays, how they came to be. Lucy Greybeard is also a Covey, who is a traveling singer and songwriter, and she is the author of my favorite song. It could be of all time, honestly. I'm not a huge music girly. The Hangman Tree song that Katniss sings is originally wrote by Lucy Baird, and you hear how that came to be. You have Sir Janis. I love him. He is the Plinth's son, and he spends the entire book talking about how immoral, how wrong, how evil these games are, and how we shouldn't punish districts because they tried to survive a war. We should quit lulling it over their heads that they lost a war. The head game master is vile. absolutely vile. So of course, who does she latch onto but her star pupil Snow? The snakes. If you know, you know. She got the idea from Lucy during her reaping and she fucking ran with it. It is heartbreaking. It's sad. You see how quickly Snow is willing to sell out one of his oldest friends, how he is willing to use a dead girl who, don't get me wrong, I do not disagree with what the tribute did to her, because you don't sit there and dangle food in front of somebody and be like, are you hungry? Are you hungry? You want this food? I know you haven't eaten in like 5 days, but you want this? Arachne, you got what you deserved, honey. I'm sorry. It was devastating. You don't hold food over somebody's head. It's not okay. Oh, it's so infuriating. But overall, this was a great book, and I do feel like this is a great prequel. I feel like it took everything in the Hunger Games and broke it down and explained it. I also told you all that I wanted to finish these before March so I could read Sunrise on the Reaping. I got Sunrise on the Reaping, so I'm super excited to read that next. I did love this book. I think this was the prequel we maybe didn't want, and I'm hoping nobody romanticized Snow, because I feel like in this book he's just as big of a piece of shit as he is in the actual trilogy. You see why he is the way he is. You do. You get to witness it. His grandmama helps make him the way he is, and it is shocking that Tigress is the way she is, coming from that family. This is also the first book that I annotated completely, like actually picked out annotations that matched the cover. I thought it was super cute. I had so much fun doing this, and I actually wrote in my book. I wrote my feelings. I underlined things that I loved. Yeah, I used, oh my god, so the line Snow lands on top is something that's put into the book so many times, because the Snows say it so many times, and immediately every time I started hearing Sorio say it, I was like, I feel as though he is not above stepping on his own family to get what he wants. Oh my god, there's a fucking scene where he becomes so fucking consumed with himself that he goes like a whole fucking day during the Hunger Games only thinking about himself, not thinking about the fact that he has a tribute in there that he could be saving, but because he doesn't think about her for a single fucking second, but yet Tigress and one other person think about her more than he does in the 24 hours he's so consumed with himself. But he loves her. Right? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. He does not get shown in a great light in this book. And if you can find something you like about Snow, let me know in the comments, because I have a hard time finding anything I liked about him, and then as soon as something like popped up and I was like, I can respect that about him, something else happened later in the book that completely threw that out the fucking window. Like, Suzanne was really struggling with the Hunger Games and the fact that he was a mentor. Really fucking struggling. And I thought Snow was sitting there trying to be a good friend, until you get to closer to the end of the book and you realize he's just a fucking piece of shit, willing to use and step on anybody to get what he wants. It's infuriating. But you can't have the trilogy without this book, in my opinion. I feel like this was not the prequel we wanted, but the prequel we needed. And oh man, 4 stars. 4 stars. It was a really good book. It does not show Snow in a good light, and I don't think anything can at this point. He's just a monster. And with that being said, I'm really excited to start reading Sunrise on the Reaping. I may read that for my first book of next month. Or I guess this month. This video will be coming out this month, so it'll be my first read of this month, hopefully. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any comments, concerns, conversations, leave them down in the comments. I'd love to chat with you. Thank y'all so much for taking the time to watch, and I'll catch you on the next video, okay? Bye!